Okay, we went over 1, 2, and 3 this morning in class. You can see the answers to those here. We're going to move to number 4. We've got m squared times n squared divided by 3m n to the third. So I'm going to go through and mark my like bases. I've got this coefficient 3 that doesn't have anything to go with it in the numerator. What would go in that position as a placeholder? A 1. 1. With multiplication, a 1 carries no value. So you can use a 1 anytime you need a placeholder. So we'll put that 1 there. I've marked my m's, and then I have my n's. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this problem apart into its separate pieces so it's easier to work with. I'll have 1 over 3 times m squared over m times n squared over n to the third. Once I've got them all pulled apart, I can work through them and combine my exponents as needed. There's nothing I can do to 1/3. It's already in simplest form. But my m squared is being divided by m. So I'm going to keep my m squared, and I'm going to subtract the m in the denominator. And there's just one of those. Remember, that implied one exponent. Now I'll leave that over a 1 so that it stays a fraction. For my n's, I've got n squared divided by n to the third. So I'm going to keep the n squared, and I'm going to subtract the 3 factors of n in that denominator and put it over 1 as well. So I've taken the m to the 1 and I've moved it to the numerator by subtracting. I've taken the n to the third and I've moved it to the numerator by subtracting. Now I'm ready to combine these. I'm going to deal with this subtraction. Still can't do anything to that 1/3. And then I've got m to the 2 minus 1 is m to the 1. And I have n squared minus 3 is going to be n to the negative 1 over 1. Now I'm looking to see if there's anything else that has to be done. What you should notice is this negative 1. You cannot leave a negative exponent. In order to make my negative 1 exponent positive, I'm going to take the reciprocal of this term. I'm going to flip this fraction upside down. That's going to make the negative exponent positive. So 1/3 times m to the 1 over 1 times 1 over n to the now positive 1. Now I've done everything that I can do to that problem. I just need to take my 3 pieces and put them back together. So I'm going to multiply straight across. 1 times m to the 1 times 1 is just m to the 1, which we would write as just m. 3 times 1 times n to the 1 is 3n. And that is your answer. Bless you. Number 5, we have 4 over 3. Those are our coefficients. That's going to be considered like bases. We have b and b to the 4th. Now notice those were not stacked up on top of each other. That's okay. We can still connect those. Those go together. And then we had a to the 3rd and a. If you remember, the commutative property of multiplication says that you can rearrange the numbers in a multiplication problem. So that's what we're going to do. When I spread these out, I'm going to group my a's and b's together. So I still have my 4 over 3. And then I will have, I'm going to put my a's first because it's alphabetical. Doesn't matter. You could do b's first. A to the 3rd over a. Now, that a doesn't have an exponent. It's an implied 1, if that helps you. Then I have b to the 1 over b to the 4th. Now, I'm looking to combine those like bases. Do not reduce this fraction, okay? 4 over 3 is going to give you a decimal, so just leave it as an improper fraction. We're going to leave that as 4 over 3. Now we have got a to the third divided by a. So we have 3 factors of a being divided by 1. So we'll subtract that 1 factor and leave a 1 in the denominator. Then we've got b to the 1. And we're going to subtract the 4 b's that was in the denominator, leaving us with just 1. Now we're ready to do that subtraction. 4/3 is untouched. We've got a to the 3 minus 1 is 2, still over a 1. B to the 1 minus 4 is b to the negative 3, and it's still over a 1. Now, the 4 is fine, the 3 is fine, a squared is fine, the 1 is fine, but b to the negative 3 is not okay. We're going to take the reciprocal of this entire fraction. That will make the negative 3 exponent positive. So 4 over 3 times a squared over 1 times 1 over b to the now positive 3. Now we're ready to multiply straight across and get our answer. 4 times a squared times 1 is 4a squared. 3 times 1 is 3 times b to the third is 3b to the third. And this is your final answer. Number 6, we have 2x to the fourth y to the fourth over x squared y squared. We have a coefficient in the numerator. We're going to need a placeholder in the denominator, because if you think about it, 2 over 1 would be the same as 2. Then we've got x to the fourth over x squared, and we have y to the fourth over y to the fourth. I'm going to spread these out. I've got 2 over 1 times, I've got x to the fourth over x squared and y to the fourth over y to the fourth. Now, I'm going to combine these. 2 over 1, just leave it like it is. X to the fourth over x squared will become x to the fourth minus the 2 factors of x from the denominator, leaving just a 1 in the denominator, times y to the fourth minus the 4 factors of y in the denominator over 1. Next step is to do the subtraction. 2 over 1 stays the same. X to the 4 minus 2 is going to be x squared. Y to the 4 minus 4 is 0. Two over 1 is fine. I don't need to do anything to that. X squared is fine. It has a positive exponent. But what about y to the 0? Can I leave a 0 exponent? The answer is no. The 0 exponent rule says any base with an exponent of 0, that base becomes 1. So instead of y to the 0, we have 1 over 1. Now we can multiply straight across. If you notice, when we made that y to the 0 become 1, it canceled out because there was 4 y's divided by 4 y's, which left no y's. 2 times x squared times 1 is 2x squared. And then 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, and your answer is just 2x squared. 0 exponents are next. We've got r to the 0 squared. You have 2 options on this problem. You can deal with the 0 exponent first, or you can use that power rule and you can combine these exponents. I'm going to use the power rule. I'm going to keep the base. I'm going to multiply 0 times 2, and 0 times any number is always 0. And any base with an exponent of 0 is just 1. And that is the answer on number 7. On number 8, we have that product power rule where we have multiple bases. We've got 3 and k to the third. Both of those are going to receive a copy of this 0 exponent. Now you can distribute that and you could say 3 to the 0, k to the third to the 0, and you could solve it that way. Or you could recognize that everything in the parentheses is raised to the 0 power, which makes it 1. If you finished it out this way, you would have said 3 to the 0 is 1. K to the third to the 0 becomes k to the 0. And then you would have ended up with 1 times 1, and you would have had 1. On number 9, I've got a times a to the 0 to the third. A to the 0 to the third will become a times a to the 0 times 3, which is 0. This a has an exponent of 1, it stays an a. This a has a 0 exponent and becomes 1. And you end up with 1 times a, which is just a. On number 10, 3p to the third times 3p to the third. We've got a group. This is that product power rule. We're going to have to distribute this 3. 3p to the third is untouched, and then the 3 becomes cubed, and the p gets cubed as well. 3p to the third still untouched. 3 to the third is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. P to the third. Now I can do 3 times 27. I'm getting 81, I think. P to the third becomes p to the 3 plus 3. That's the product rule. And then 3 plus 3 gives you p to the 6th. On number 11, we've got x to the 0. We've got a 2x squared squared. We've got 2 sets of parentheses, one smaller set. Typically, you would start on this inside set of parentheses first, but if you are careful and you look, you see that this entire group in that parentheses has the 0 exponent, which means everything inside there is just 1. That is not the case for number 12 because everything in the parentheses is being squared. So we're going to start inside the parentheses first. I've got n to the 0, which any base with an exponent of 0 becomes 1. And then I've got 2n to the third, and that'll be squared. Now, 1 times 2n to the third is just 2n to the third. Now I'm going to use that product power rule to distribute the square to get 2 squared times n to the third squared. 2 squared is 4. That's 2 times 2. And then n to the third squared, I will multiply those exponents to give me n to the 6th.